Hello and welcome to a new motorcycling video. This is the last one in the Riding the Spyder series, and in this one I'm at the beginning, as you will see, coming down a fairly steep hill into the city of Queanbeyan, and I approach a large roundabout, take a right turn and head out of Queanbeyan on what I think is called the Yass Road, past Queanbeyan East School, and then heading in the general direction of the Canberra Airport before taking a turn off that's called the Sutton Road. It's called the Sutton Road because it leads eventually to a small village on the other side of the Federal Highway, west of the Federal Highway, called Sutton, where there's a school and some houses and bakery and general store and so on. It's one of those sort of tree change type communities, I think. But before I get there, before I travel that distance, I'll take another right turn on off the Sutton Road onto Norton Road, which takes me to an area called Wamboyne. That's spelled W-A-M-B-O-I-N, and you might notice it on the large stone sign as I drive up Norton Road. Now, Wamboyne's an interesting place in the sense that there's no actual place in Wamboyne. It's more of a locality, but along the Norton Road there, or along Norton Road, there are a number of houses on large blocks, some of which I think are farms and some of which I think are hobby farms. There are some wineries, there's a function centre, there's a yoga centre, there's a dog and cat boarding place, and sort of a few other bits and pieces and odds and ends and things like that. So I think it's another one of those sort of tree change places where people who want to live a little bit out of town and have a bit more land like to live, so they can be a bit away from the hustle and bustle even of a regional city, but still be close enough to that the commute to work isn't a big deal. Along the way, the camera decided to stop recording after about 15 minutes of this particular clip, and I'm not sure if it's because the card was full or whether the battery had expired. The card I use in this camera is a 16 gig card, and the software that the camera uses usually breaks the clips up into gigs that are into sections that are about 1.8 gig. So in theory I should get nearly 8 clips on the card. In this case I only got 6, so I don't think the card was full, but it's possible that the battery had expired, and once it's on the clip on the bike and I'm riding, it's hard to pay attention to that, and I don't know whether we've been riding for 2 hours or not. But in any case, the camera stopped recording, so before I reached the end of Norton Road, which joins, for the local people, the Bungendore Road, and then I would take a left turn and head towards the Federal Highway, and before I came to the Federal Highway I would take a right turn to what's called Doust Road, which comes out on the Federal Highway a little bit further north of the Bungendore Road, just goes around a bit of a back road, and that all is on the southern side of Lake George. Now, you would have seen the Lake George area and some other videos that I've made of that area. The big difference is, of course, that the lake's full of water at the moment because of all the rain we've had. But unfortunately I was not able to film that. You can rest assured that I got home safely to Goulburn, and that there'll be more motorcycling videos in the future. Now, you'll recall that the last video I made I used Clipchamp, and I used its text-to-speech feature. So I typed up a script and then used the text-to-speech feature using Australian English and a voice called, I can't remember now, sorry, Neil, using the Neil voice. And I tried it again for this clip using a different voice, and for some reason something went wrong with it all and I just couldn't be bothered fiddling around with it, so I thought I would record the audio the way I'm doing at the moment, which is to use a piece of software called Audacity, and just plug in my microphone and talk as I am at the moment. And then when you finish recording, it exports as an MP3, and you just attach that to the audio, to the video, and export the video, finish video. The other thing that I noticed about Clipchamp, and also happens with this video editor, is that you get background music you can use, which is supposed to be free. Well, it is free in the sense that you don't have to pay for it, and it comes with the program. I don't know if we call that software these days, or we call it apps, or whatever it is, but it comes. The Clipchamp and video editor came pre-installed on my computer, and they both have background music you can use. Now, the point about that is that when I went to upload the last clip using background music supplied by Clipchamp, I had a copyright claim from YouTube, and the gist of that is that about 30 seconds of the music I used is copyright claimed by somebody, I can't remember who or why, and what happens is YouTube notify you that it is a copyright claim, and they say, well, it's not a strike against you for breaching our copyright rules. You're allowed to use it. The owner or the copyright owner has given you permission to use for fair use or whatever. So you don't get kicked off YouTube for breaching their copyright rules, but nevertheless, it's one of those things that's a little bit confusing. I try to avoid having any copyright issues, so if I'm playing music, I mute the sound of the speaker so that it won't pick up the background music on the bike when I'm riding, so I don't have any issues there. And so, as I said, I try to avoid those copyright issues just because it's one of those things that you don't need a hassle with. You're just making videos for fun and you just want to upload them. So I've said all about all the things that I want to say in the last set of videos and clips, and I've talked about road safety and bike safety and talked about the state of the road, and you'll be able to see that for yourself as you're watching this video. So I'm just going to let the video run out from now on with background music, and hopefully you can just enjoy the road rushing under the wheels, as Jackson Brown says, and enjoy the scenery. And I will talk to you again when I'm making another motorcycle video, which I hope will be in the near future. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I hope you'll come back for the new ones when I finally get around to making them.